All right, folks, for me, this might be a little bit of deja vu with a little bit of a twist, but it's my pleasure to be a host for our next upcoming run of Spyro Year of the Dragon, run by Dylan J. Fox, showing off any percent. Doubling up from our experience at GDQ, Dylan, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much for the warm welcome, JD. Is once again great to be in the booth with you. Moreover, it's great to be in the booth with you and showing off Spyro 3 any percent. This is a category I truly, and I mean this, have not put enough time into over the years, but it's one I've been very passionate about in very recent months and recent weeks, and I'm very, very excited to showcase this for you guys. So I'm gonna click new game here. I'm not gonna start the timer quite yet. I'll let you guys know when we're gonna go ahead for that. We're gonna go with new game. There's a couple cutscenes to skip through, and I'm hoping I can actually showcase you one quirk of this game while we're in these opening cutscenes. So sometimes the second cutscene, maybe it'll happen. Okay, it didn't happen. That's kind of good, kind of bad. Sometimes you'll get frozen on it. If it comes up during the run, I'll point it out. It's a quirky little thing about running this game on a PlayStation 2. But anyway, this last cutscene is the third and final one before we get started. And we're starting in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, go.
Let's go.
Welcome to Spyro Year of the Dragon, the third game in the original Spyro trilogy. This game is trademarked by a lot of things, and we'll get into them as we kind of go through them. But notably, the titular character, Spyro, returns. He talks to a bunny girl at the top of this mountain, and then he just hops into a portal. That's how it goes in canon. I don't make the rules. So, here in Sunnyvale, we are going to showcase the first instance of something known as a proxy, which, if I hit it here, almost, very close. Second, ooh, got a little one. Push this forward. So the idea of a proxy is basically Spyro, his hitbox is in such a way where it's inside of, there we go. It's basically what happens there is you get inside of an enemy, or you get inside of an entity where Spyro is not meant to be. And then by doing that, and then pressing X to kind of flutter out of your charge, what happens is Spyro gets confused, the game engine gets confused, and it launches Spyro in either a vertical, forward, left, right trajectory, depending on your perspective to that enemy's hitbox. All hitboxes are spherical, so you kind of just have to keep that in mind and do as you will with it. Heading on over to our next level, we have Cloud Spires. This level is one of my favorites when it came to like playing this game casually. So much so that for the entirety of my life until about last year, I called it Cloudy Spires because I can't read. Can you guys read? I can read the chat. I'm seeing a lot of profanity. I didn't know there was this. They do profanities here?
That's just how we roll here.
Okay, well, great. With that being said, I have a little bit of a message to the people out there, if you will. Very nice. That's very hard. That message being very simple. Fuck ice. Am I right?
Ice. Let's go. And I have a 39K hype for Fuck Ice, indeed. Pushing us over the edge was Jamish donating $250, saying, what an amazing turnout this weekend. Play rhythm games. Fuck Ice. Let's hit 50K. Oh my gosh. We are actually not that far away from doing it. And Dylan, fun fact, when you and I were on the stage, we hit 50K at AGDQ. I mean,
really did. Could history repeat itself?
We might.
I'm here for it. Listen, if anything, I'd like to say, and I was gonna say this at the start of the run, but I may have forgotten to. Listen, we're that close to 40. Surely, right? Surely we can make it to 40. Come on, fellas. We got this. A lot of incredible support already for this wonderful cause. Of course, looking to support people who are being displaced and being put into awful situations. You guys have seen the news, you know the minutia of it. But to put it very simply, very, very plainly, we're all people. We all know what struggle is. We all know what strife is. And if you got it in you, if you got it in your wallet, please, please, please get your donations in as soon as humanly possible. Truly, every penny counts, every dollar counts, and whatever you can do is more than enough. So, you guys have seen me just go under the map and then enter into a new level. So, to explain what all just happened, because you'll see it again throughout the run, basically, Spyro has this ability, it's an uncanny one, to just kind of go into the air sometimes, then eventually he'll just end up in a level. That's a joke. That's not exactly what happens. So what happens are these portal things. You see the one to the left of this guy here. I'm going to be exiting out of where the portal would normally be. The portals are stored just below the actual levels, like the portal frame, if you will. So by going underneath via a swim in air like we did just there, it is incredibly easy to just kind of make your way on in. Oh, so close to the level. That wall glide is genuinely very difficult. I'm a little bit upset I didn't hit it, but at the same time, it is very hard. So here we're going to go for a backup strat. I'll actually showcase and talk about this a little bit. So in this game, you don't have a double jump like in Spyro 2, but you do have inputs that are very similar to it that you can do while in air to gain height while in the air like that. And right here, you can see the portal right there that I would go into. You can set the little mustache it has underneath it almost. And yeah, you kind of get a good idea of how Spyro gets into these levels in 80%, because normally what you have to do to get into them is you have to collect eggs. For example, Molten Crater, you normally need 10 eggs, which is the level we're in right now. Also, very nice board proxy. I did that so nonchalantly. What was I gonna say?
Let's go.
Yeah, this category kind of blazes past you, and it gets in front of you before you know it.
Indeed.
But yeah.
May I sneak in a quick donation from your community?
Absolutely, go right ahead.
Well, you said that every penny counts, and Symphony donates 1,111 pennies, or $11.11, saying, Spyro, my eternal goat. He needs to be real, so he can melt all this infernal ice everywhere. Maybe if I put a little more money in, he can be real. Only the biggest love to Dylan, and the biggest jeers for ice. That is all.
Big love. Thank you all the homies. I see you all in chat. I would read all the names, but we'll be doing that later, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you guys popping on in. Symphony, thank you very much for the donation. Once again, every donation goes towards helping these people who have been, affected by ice and genuinely the horrific things that have happened. So again, get your donations in. So here is the first side character level. So JD, if you do have anything else you want to share, these levels are literally just escort missions. So feel absolutely free to kind of go ahead and just explain. All of these characters are just different entities that you control differently. And to put it very simply, you just escort their NPCs to the end of level. They're very boring. So for every single one of these, I'll be handing the mic off to JD.
Indeed.
So, all yours, partner.
Well, I want to let everyone know that we have crossed the halfway point for the Morrowind any percent during a cutscene for Elder Scrolls V Skyrim coming up later today, where Musical Daredevil will literally do a speed run during a speed run. We have a $1,500 goal, so less than $750 to go in order for us to meet that incentive. And the Symphony donation earlier was put towards our save or kill the final Yoshi bid war for Super Mario Maker for Nintendo 3DS, where Charbunny will either need to save or kill Yoshi. And inside that, the amazing Kaizo levels that'll be done there. Symphony wants kill, but Save the Yoshi right now is in the lead at $125.
Gotcha. Those are some awesome incentives we have going. Guys, get your donations in. I want to see Morrowind. I like Skyrim, but I love Morrowind is the thing. And I know that we're not going to see very much of it, but any amount is better than none. So get your donations in, put it towards Morrowind. If you listen, Skyrim, Dragonborn, Spyro, Dragonborn as I'm dying. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. So, this is our first boss fight, by the way. His name is Buzz. You can see me kind of adjusting the camera. I didn't do it correctly the first time, but basically you want to off-screen him. That way the fire despawns. There we go. We got that time. And if you do it correctly, you ideally take no hits during the entirety of it. Unfortunately, I'm a bit of an idiot, and that's okay, because we still didn't die. We continue. I didn't die in the first boss 3 times during this showcase. I'm happy.
Yeah.
It was that to this day is the only thing about that GDQ run that gets under, that grinds my gears. Anyway, that's then, this is now. Here we are, headed into the midday garden homeworld. Each of the homeworld named after a time of day. First one is Sunrise Spring, second Midday Gardens, third Evening Lake. Finally, we end up in Midnight Mountain. Progressively, this NPC Bianca will transform a bit before our eyes in terms of their character and what they believe. But I'll let you guys kind of understand that story as you will if you ever play this game casually. But here, very nice. So that swim in air, to put it very simply, the water plane adjusts itself and kind of goes up and down and stuff like that. And the way that Spyro works is you want him to be towards the higher end of that plane. Otherwise, this won't work, where he'll just swim down into the water. If he's on the higher end of the plane and you press square at the right time, basically Spyro will swim through the wall and you'll get a swim in air that you can then use to go ahead and get into Sergeant Bird. Normally this level, it's another escort mission level, but this one I do want to talk about a tiny bit. Okay, I think we're good. I think he's fine not to die. Basically, Sergeant Bird is the worst NPC in the game, and I hate him. That is it. That's all I want to say.
Oh my goodness. So I will say during this escort mission, we got $10 from Tater Dash saying trans rights, fuck ICE. Love it. Two very, very good, strong, and correct mottos right there.
Put on a t-shirt, honestly. Sell that. That's a
right.
Can we get that on? Can we get the merch store by the end of the run, ICEBreaker, please?
Well, speaking of merch, ICEBreaker is partnering with Tantrum Merch, where event t-shirts start at $28 and hoodies at $50, with stickers, blankets, and hardcover journals also available. $10 of every merch sale and 25% of sticker sales will be donated to the Women's Foundation of Minnesota's Immigrant Rapid Response Fund. Sales end on February 6th, so the tail end of this week. So get your merch now by typing !merch in chat or visiting tantrummerch.com/icebreaker. And hey, tell your friends about it. Tell your friends about the merch. Tell your friends about the stream. They could tune in right now and help join the cause.
Absolutely. JD, has anyone ever told you that you're really good at this?
Oh my goodness. Well, has anyone told you you're really good at this?
Sometimes. I think they're lying mostly, though. Anyway,
No.
Here we go. Making our way into Spooky Swamp. This is a level that we do like a little bit of weird. There's like a visual cue when I glide out there. When the tree kind of goes off screen, I turn right. That's basically how it works. But immediately once we get into the level, we have another proxy to utilize. This one being Croxy. Very nice. Very nice. We went to the sun. Pretty cool. Pretty much, you guys have seen the pure bread and butter of this game so far. You've seen me do different animation proxy, enemy proxies, dead body proxies, etc. Overall, they're all not that hard, I would say. Like, some of them are difficult, like for beginner levels, and like everything's hard when you're first starting, right? You got to start from somewhere. But this next trick in particular is called Bug Proxy. Which we're going to be getting to by going underneath Bamboo Terrace through this tray and aiming for this blue gem just above Spyro's head right now. Nice. This bug proxy is considered by some to be the hardest trick in the game. It is either this or another bug, this time being a firefly, which we'll see later in the run. Okay, I'm going to die and try that again. Because I actually want to give him a real shot because he turned in a way where I couldn't even really attempt it. He did it again. Why is he? All right, I'm doing it one more time. This is
Like
our last
hard
try.
to get.
He really is. He doesn't want none. Shouts to AJ Styles. I miss him already. I don't know if you're a wrestling fan, but he just retired last night. Yep. Shouts to the boy. Anyway, we're gonna omit the bug and instead do a pretty beginner-friendly strat called Boulder Proxy, where we're gonna squeeze ourselves right here in this corner and launch Spyro up here onto this top bit.
Nice.
It is a little bit deceptive how difficult it can be when you're first learning it, but I promise you, if you have any vague interest in learning the Spyro games, this trick in particular is definitely one I think just that anybody can pick up with a little bit of time. And here we are going to get a bridge, which we definitely need, and we're not going to exit level immediately after. I promise. Anyway, so here we continue on our merry way. So each homeworld, just to mention also, the reason why we're going to all of these different levels is that way we get to activate the vehicle of the homeworld. So in this case, we are activating something called the Whirligig, which is an awesome name for a vehicle, if you ask me. It's literally just a plank of wood with a propeller. I wish I had one in real life. I would like to travel places with it, but unfortunately I do not. But here we are in Enchanted Towers. I do want to put out a small warning to all those headphone users out there. This level does have some weird audio, so if you guys would like to lower the stream audio a little bit on your end just for this level, I would recommend it. When I flame this firework, you'll kind of understand why if you don't already. So they're gonna hit the statue and it gets really, really loud. For no reason. When this game was made and they had the revisions, so like back in the olden days before updates, you got revisions to games, where you had a 1.0, 1.1, a 1.2 occasionally for games. This was one of the things they didn't fix, because I'm actually playing on 1.1. This was known and was actually fixed in the pre-alpha right before the game released, that whole audio issue. But they neglected to add that fix to either 1.0 or 1.1. So, cool. I think the oops by the NPC there is them admitting, like, oh, dang, we messed up. Anyway,
Yeah.
This next level, Icy Peak, it is notorious for this jump, which is very, very precise, very close.
Fuck ice.
Yep. Honestly, actually, that's a great time for it. Fuck ice. EP. So we're gonna do it again. We're gonna keep trying this until I get it, because my ego wouldn't let me do anything else. There we go. Second try.
There we go.
That's perfectly fine. It's a super precise jump. If you guys are familiar with Spyro 2, you have access to the double jump mechanic in that game. If we had double jump in this game, and we actually do have potentially some mods for that somewhere, some way, somehow, that jump is like literally you fall asleep and you hit it with double jump. But with the regular charging jump, it's like you have to like watch when Spyro dips and his crest lowers a certain way. It's annoying. Anyway, here we are heading on into our second boss. So here's one of the unique instances where the difficulty scaling of Spyro 3 comes into play. So if you don't know about Spyro 3, it actually has checks for difficulty and how to kind of interact with you in the game. So certain egg thieves will no longer exist. In this case, this boss fight actually gets a little bit easier in 80% compared to in 100 egg and 117%. So usually, if you're on hard mode, Spike here will shoot 2 shots at the start. He's a lot more aggressive with his attacks. He'll shoot like almost immediately every time. As well as he'll have a larger health bar. Notably, he'll take 3 hits with each item in order to move down. There I got 3 hits because I did a trick called early rock, or extra rock rather, where you basically get to utilize an extra rock, as it sounds, to hit him. And yeah, you guys are seeing me chip away his health bar, only 6 HP. He's only shooting one less shot than normal, but his aggressiveness is significantly lowered. But anyway, that was Spike. Pretty quick and easy boss fight. The next level that we're going to be entering here in Evening Lake is going to be Bentley, which is our next side character mission, essentially. I am going to talk about how we enter it, and then I'll hand the mic around over to you, though, JD, because listen, I got to hear more about how close we're getting to this 40K. We got to be getting nice and close to this right now. Come on, fellas. We got this.
40K is indeed inching closer and closer.
It is. So here, I'm going to hit these frogs because I don't like them. Well, I was hoping to get an extra life, if you want to know why I actually hit the frogs. I love frogs. Shouts to Forlo. Here, we're going to do an out of bounds, hover right here, charge down, get underneath this like little bit of purple, and then I'm going to turn left at this vase, aim at this blue gem, and then get into the Bentley portal. That is very annoying because there's also a Honey Speedway portal right next to it. If you enter Honey Speedway, you just lose a minute for no reason. So you kind of have to be a bit meticulous with that. Anyway, I will pass the horn off over to you, JD. Please, please, please feel free to inform all of these wonderful people about whatever we need to be informed about.
With great pleasure. We have a $5 donation from Carrarium that says, Ice don't want none. No, Ice don't want none. Ice looking scared. No, they don't really want none. I tried to get that right there.
I love that.
For those
That was
AJ
awesome.
Styles fans in the crowd.
They do not want none, I'm telling you. Hit him with phenomenal forearm on God.
Also supporting the effort, we had $25 donations, both from Mama Cat Lady and Level Story. Not leaving a comment, but supporting the cause all the same, helping us raise money for the Immigrant Rapid Response Fund by the Women's Foundation of Minnesota. So thank you both so much for your generous contributions to be able to help us out. We indeed are getting so close to 40K. We are sitting at $39,252. Our Morrowind Any percent is currently at $769. Nice. Out of 1,500 to be met. So when you get your donation page up, make sure that you remember to put it towards an incentive by pressing the Add Incentive button.
Thanks, bro.
Yes, or that awesome Yoshi bid war that we mentioned earlier. Which, by the way, I forgot to ask. Can you tell me if Symphony donated towards killing the Yoshi, or...
Symphony absolutely donated to kill the Yoshi.
I can't believe this. I love Yoshi.
Oh no! Well, I mean, I do love Yoshi too, and Save the Yoshi is currently sitting at $125. I would say if you want to put towards that bid war, and maybe you're excited about the new movie, which has Yoshi in the trailer, tell me about what you think is definitely going to happen to Yoshi in that movie in the donation comments. Perhaps we could affect the script a little.
Hopefully. Anyway, there was a proxy again. I said it before, it's kind of the bread and butter. You guys will just see a lot of it.
Thanks.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that new movie. At the same time, it's like I didn't love the first Super Mario movie. I love Galaxy and the story of that game. So I'm very interested in the new Mario movie. Anyway, that was Frozen Altars, another ice level. Fuck ice. We're out of it nice and quick. And here we are on our way to the probably most well-known Spyro 3 trick in any percent, at least. This is Firefly. I say most well-known. I would say most infamous, actually, as a more apropos term here. So here, we're going to go ahead and make our way underneath the Fireworks Factory portal, similarly to how you've seen me do with many before it. This time with a glide, and go ahead right on in. There's a Firefly to our left, and I'm going to give this a couple of tries. If I do not hit it first try, in order to try to show you guys this trick, because it's pretty cool. So there's this little Firefly with a tiny little hitbox. We got a little one off of him. All right, we'll Death Abuse here. We'll try at least twice more. I only have 0 lives right now, which is not good, but I'm going to cheat. I decided. I'm going to use the 99 lives code, the way I can show you guys at least this trick and also secure us a better late game. Because all right, well, he just does not want to cooperate. The first time he gave me a chance, and I just
yeah.
Well, one for 6 on the bugs giving me chances during this run is tough. Anyway, we're just gonna continue through the route as intended. If you're curious about what the logistics of hitting Firefly does to a run, if I'm in attempts, it saves about 36 seconds, give or take. So when it comes to runs, my current PB at 27 flat does not get it. However, if I am able to hit it again, 36 seconds, it can pull me back from a pretty rough pace, or it can even make a great pace incredible, depending if I hit it. But,
It looks like this.
Here we're gonna go ahead, talk to Greta, aka circa 2021 Lumi Laura, and we are gonna get the egg Grady.
If you see
And then go ahead and exit through this, just the menu. I was gonna say through the portal. You're not exiting through a portal. Another fun thing of note to mention about this game that I haven't touched on really is your main MacGuffin. So at GDQ, I showcased a category called 14 Talisman, which those were required to progress through the homeworlds. In the case of Spyro 38%, all you need is the end of level egg. That is your only homeworld base requirement to continue through the game. So by collecting all of these eggs at the end of level, and just those eggs at the end of level, we are basically able to, again, as you might imagine, based off of the context of what we're doing here, speedrun our way through the game. I know, speedrunning in a speedrun marathon, how heinous.
Who would have thought?
We even get to use exploits and glitches. Some people might not like those. Anyway, so there you get to see me do a ghost boost. Basically, I shoot that guy into the corner, And then I go ahead and adjust Spyro to be against him. When the first guy comes off of the second guy, basically what happens is Spyro gets boosted up, lets me go to end of level. I take a save on the Zoe Zap, and then I take a Death Abuse in order to save about 7 seconds in this level. It's pretty cool. And now here, I'm going to be trying doing a frame perfect pause right about now. I think I did that early. I think that was early. And I fully ripped it. No, it's gonna be okay. It was not early. It was on time for sure. I promise.
There you go. Yep.
Update, it was early. Anyway, we're gonna go back to the Lost Fleet. So this trick is it's frame perfect. You gotta land on this death plane, pause, and then exit as you do. So we want to connect with the water, or this green stuff, whatever it is. I don't know what green water looks like. But basically we want to connect with the water. There we go, that one worked. I felt the vibration. There's a light vibration in my DS4 because I play on a wireless setup. So it vibrates very slightly. I thought I maybe felt it the first time, but I wasn't sure. Very clearly I was very correct. Definitely not incorrect at all. But as you can see, what this does is it stores Spyro's state to the one that he would have when he exits the level. So once I got out of the water, unlike the first time, you basically get to have swim in air, which is the only way to get into this portal without having all of the eggs. That trick is absolutely mandatory for the 80% category. So here in Charmed Ridge, we are still in the zombie state. So zombie state dictates that Spyro can't interact with many things. He still has his hitbox, but what he can't do is he can't go into whirlwinds or anything, which you normally need to traverse and finish this level. So instead of all that, we need to do one of these proxies off of these cats. Unfortunately, I'm going to take a Death Abuse here. Death Abuses do reset zombie state, but I'm hitting one of these cat proxies because, again, my ego won't allow me to not hit one. So we're going to be... Yeah, I do, because actually I'm really consistent at this trick. I'm not used to missing the first two. It's actually been a while. I haven't had to set up on the third one in a while. There we go. That'll work. Not to sound too arrogant, but I swear I'm good at
Let's go.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Sweet. Continue on our merry way. Talk to Princess Amy, who was like, yo, this little furry cat guy next to me, he's my husband now. We're running away on this motorcycle. I'm like, you guys watch this too. See, they're just off. They're just leaving together. A beautiful matrimony. Anyway, we're gonna exit level. Normally you don't have to watch that cutscene. You can just exit after the dialogue ends, but I always find it funny in marathons. It's literally just Romeo and Juliet, but instead it's a cat boy and a fairy girl.
Match made in heaven.
Exactly. And she runs off here to prepare a rocket for us, which I don't know how these entities had the facilities or capabilities or technological engineering available to make a rocket, but there we go. Anyway, what you just saw me lean over to do, if you're curious, is I had to open the disc tray and close it. So that's a cutscene crash. That's what I was trying to allude to at the start of the run, where sometimes a cutscene will literally just freeze indefinitely until you open and close the disc tray when you're running this game on a PS2 with fast disk speed. These cutscene crashes can lose upwards of 10 seconds. And my PB cutscene crashes on the last possible cutscene, which cost me a 26. And I'm not upset about it, I promise. Anyway, so here's Scorch. This guy, his fight is dictated by RNG. So you get 50 of these red rockets, right? Which you want ideally instead of the green ones, because the red and the green rockets do the same amount of damage. But with the reds, you get 50. With the greens, you get 1. And the travel speed is significantly slower, despite the fact that you kind of have to aim with the reds. It's not a hard thing to aim because his hitbox is about the size of Wisconsin. Shouts to Wisconsin, shouts to Judencell. Anyway, he's dead now. So we're gonna get James here, and we are currently inside the belly of a like beast. By the way, if you're curious about this arena, it's actually really cool and scared me a lot as a kid. But after that, we head on to our final homeworld, where we're gonna be going for our final trick of the run. And it's actually, I said before, famous for Firefly. That's a lie. This is arguably the most famous Spyro 3 proxy and Spyro 3 trick in general. We're going to be doing helmet proxy. This is our main way to get into the sorceress boss fight, which is the final boss of this game. So basically, if I can do this correctly, I'm going to kill a couple of fodder over here, these lizards, to reduce the lag in the area. I'm also going to destroy these vases and baskets to, again, continue reducing the lag in the area. And I'm going to line myself up with this portal in such a way... Okay, very close. I started my inputs a little bit early. And if I do this right... Nice. Okay, we're onto this mountain now. And now all I can do is I get to double tap X, charge down, make it around here, charge around this wall, go up here, and touch this bit of mountain. And then I suddenly load into the sorcerer's boss fight. Basically, when Insomniac made this game, they put the trigger for the sorceress so far back for no apparent reason, other than assumedly kind of just rushing through it, because this game was on a pretty rushed dev cycle, admittedly. They didn't quite have enough time to get everything they wanted done, but you know, it allows for us speedrunners to take advantage of things like helmet proxy, as well as several other things, which is pretty awesome. So here we're waiting on our monkey friend who we did not free. His name is Agent 9. Normally, the idea is you free him and he helps you out in this boss fight, but as you can tell, once we got into Midnight Mountain, we did absolutely nothing. We didn't free anybody. We didn't help anybody. We actually didn't free a single one of these fodder, or not fodder, side characters that help us out in these boss fights.
Right.
But they're out of their cage and they're doing just fine. Gotta be down because they want the sorcerers to die. Anyway, I thought I would find a punchline in there eventually if I kept talking. Couldn't find it, but it's okay. So each phase you get a different vehicle. I was trying to do a trick called tank skip, but then I forgot I was on the final hit, so that's okay. Instead, we're gonna show off the UFO. We start off with the cannon, then a tank, then a UFO. And then once I hit her 6 more times here, the time will be up. Let me go ahead. Very nice. Okay, that's 1 for the sorceress. 2, I should be able to get another hit without turning. Nice, very good. Okay, I've turned this time because she's gonna do that attack. Go for this one. And last hit. Okay, and she had iframes. NT. So, now we have to sit here and wait. There we go. He's already shot one down. Very nice. And I missed, and I missed.
Go!
Oh, wait,
we got this!
She runs around in such an erratic way, and time.
Nice. GG's.
Thank you very much. This was fun. Very fun little run.
This was indeed fun.
Even with all the bugs being very unruly and not giving me a break.
They were very finicky.
They're very finicky. So here, what we're gonna do, if we want to talk about the run a little bit, Spyro 3 8%. It's an awesome category if you guys have interest in learning it. I will tell you, has a bit of a high skill floor, pretty high skill ceiling. But honestly, if you're interested, Spyro Speedrunning Discord is an awesome place to pop through and learn it. If you have any questions about it, feel free to follow me on Twitch. I'm happy to answer them anytime. Feel free to check me out and all that fun stuff. But I'm not done just yet. Am I hopping right into the showcase, by the way?
I think so. Tech obviously can let us know if we need to tinker with anything for a little bit, but I did want to share a little bit of Spyro love from a donation if I can.
Oh, absolutely.
So
all the time you want.
Yeah, so Kari Scarlet donates $5 saying, "It's been so long since I've watched a Spyro 3 run. I've played this game just about every year since it came out, and watching all the tricks done so effortlessly is a goddamn treat. Fuck Ice." Also, please kill Yoshi. He knows what he did. Kari, indeed, you put that donation towards Kill Yoshi, which now is less than $100 away from the Save the Yoshi opponent. Well, chat, if you want to kill Yoshi and save those frames and gain that height, it'll take less than $100 to best that. We also have a couple of Pokemon bid war incentives that are up. We could also choose the player name for Pokemon Legends Z to A, and you also could help influence which starter gets chosen, Chikorita, Tepig, or Totodile. Can we get those starter stands represent? Exclamation point, donate in chat, click add incentive to assign your donation to an incentive.
Awesome. So I think all those donations are awesome. How are we looking at the total right now? Because we got about 10 minutes on the showcase. Did we just want to run right into it?
I think we do. Everything appears all set to go. How we're doing towards that 40K is we're sitting at $39,367, which means that we only need $633 to go. Can we make it happen, chat? Exclamation point, donate!
Awesome. Listen, we can get there. We can absolutely get there. But if there's any community in the world who can get there, it is the wonderful speedrunning community at large. Guys, we're going to head on over to Crystal Islands, which is a level you guys did not see me enter. This is the first part of the glitch exhibition. You can start the timer whenever. I'm just going to kind of talk and go with it. And then just kind of let me know roughly when 10 minutes has elapsed if you'd like to. And I'm going to show you a couple of little tricks here in the level, right? So, first and foremost, I'm going to hop up on these gems. There's a swim and air we can do here, but I want to show you guys something that I think anybody can really do. It's a trick that I really believe if anybody tries it, they can probably get it within the first like couple of minutes. We're going to do the swim and air here. So, remember that thing I said about the water plane rising and falling? So, it works in every body of water, right? And this one specifically, the floor is pretty low. So, when the floor rises like this, if you have Spyro up over here, you can just tap square when it comes up, and you just get an immediate swim in air, which allows you to traverse this entire level in the air, which is pretty cool. If you're ever playing this game casually, I promise you, if you spend a little bit of time doing that, you'll be able to hit something like that. It is incredibly forgiving compared to a lot of other tricks. But yeah, I want to show that off, and then there is another little thing here that I want to show you guys, which I think I have to... Hold on, I need to switch my states. This is more of a funny interaction than a necessarily like speedrun focus thing. We use it in 117, but it's not something that I would say is specifically needed for like most other runs. So you land on top of this, and somehow this is inside of the magnificent Marvello's talk box, who is positioned way below us. So we do this like this to get the 10 gem on top and also get the egg at the same time. So we're going to activate this. Lloyd is going to get freed, and we're just going to look at the sky.
Yep.
He's going to do his like little dragon thing, and it's pretty funny. And then Spyro is going to fall off of this because he's been trying to walk up that whole time. And then Marvello is going to run through that portal because he just doesn't want to be here anymore. Anyway, we're going to exit and head on over to Desert Ruins, which is a level I didn't get to show you quite yet. We did technically utilize the level portal, but we didn't get to do anything in the level itself. So we're going to head on in, and I'm going to show you a couple of, again, I want to show you some things I think just about anybody could learn if you guys wanted to mess around with this game a little bit in your own time, just to show you how easy some of the things this game can be for a beginner. So here, if you go up to the Scorpion, you walk around the side like that. You can basically get a giant proxy off of them squeezing you between where their tail is positioned and going, and where Spyro is. Pretty much you just walk to the left of this one here, and it's just super duper easy, super forgiving. And we also use a follow-up one here with this guy, where we're going to get nice and close to him, walk again to the left, and we land up here. It's useful, this one specifically, for getting down here and into this portal, which is a side area where you use Hunter's Manta Ray. I'm not going to go into it because there's nothing really interesting to show you there. But I also want to show you, if I can do this correctly. There we go. Let me get back up here. And I am not sure how the lineup for this one works, but similarly to the helmet that you guys saw me do it on the outside, this helmet possesses very similar properties. Now, I haven't messed with this proxy since 2021, but pretty much it's like the same idea where if you charge in for the right number of frames, let me try to get like a little one at least. I think I have to angle a little bit more that way. Yeah, I think it's more this way. But basically that helmet proxy that you saw me do out there, you can actually do in this level. I will say it's not particularly... Okay, I thought I just soft-locked the game. I forgot that was going to happen. There is a potential soft-lock that happens here, where if you're facing the wrong way, when this cutscene happens, she will not come out of that door. Also, I'll show her really quick. if you want to just read the name. So she's the Tomb Raider, and yeah.
Fantastic.
She's also British. I'll let you guys do the math on it. Anyway, so we get Marty as a reference Back to the Future. This level is actually full of references to different eggs, or like different movies and different franchises. So like that one's a reference to Marty McFly.
So fun.
All of the eggs in this level are references, which is pretty sick. So here, I'm gonna get back up this way, and I'm gonna make my way down over here. I'm gonna try to angle myself between these two scorpions and get a massive proxy. There we go. I got a kind of large one. Unfortunately, didn't get enough height to make it where I wanted to. Basically, you could take yourself from the inside of that area all the way over to like the Sheila side area, which is completely on the opposite end of the map because of how much height you get. It's very, very cool. All right, so we're gonna take our time and head out of Midnight Mountain. I'm gonna head on over to Sunrise Spring because there is a trick that is done in 9% that I neglected to show you because of its difficulty. So I want to show you guys a couple pretty easy ones and a couple hard ones. So I'm going to show you the very easy swim in air that I believe anybody could get around to doing if they mess with it enough in Sunrise Spring, and also the very difficult one, which I struggle with and don't do in runs because I don't like resetting that much. Yeah, Delta, we're doing great. Almost 40K. We're getting there. You're getting there. We're getting there. All right, so here we're going to play the No Hard Feelings cutscene. The reason for this is once you beat the game, every cutscene that you have not already played will play, essentially. It's like it'll treat it like you just freed the individuals. Like, for example, it treats us like we just freed Sheila, even though we very much just beat the game. It just basically bypasses Moneybag being an NPC, which is pretty cool. All right, so here, this is Waterfall. How you set it up is you have Spyro's crest aligned in such a way where if you sit at the top of his like little mohawk like yellow thing there, if that makes sense, it's a little bit to the right of like this green bit of patch where you can kind of see. If you see, you know what I'm talking about. It's very weird and precise. And you angle Spyro's feet in such a way where he's towards like the middle of this leaf, towards like the middle back. And if I am in the right spot, okay, I'm gonna keep setting it up. And I'm going to keep adjusting again. This is like super precise. So like this is part of why I don't go for it in runs. I don't like the feeling of it because you do it as the second thing after you hit the first proxy of the run, which is already hard enough. It is a big reset point. But here I'm going to go ahead, adjust myself over this way some. Keep going a little bit too far forward, I think. Let me try to get ourselves in a good position for it. Go ahead.
While you're getting that set, Miss Hollings sends some $10 love over your way saying, I can't afford much, but for the cause, this is worth it. You're doing so good, Dylan. Also, I will join Symphony and be evil by voting to kill Yoshi.
I love you. I can say fuck, right? I fucking love Yoshi.
Yes!
Look at it.
Yes!
This is my childhood 3DS. You can't.
The best boy.
You can't. You can't. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Get your donations in and save Yoshi, please. I need this. I'm begging you. Holly, thank you for the donation. And again, thank you to everybody who's taken the time to watch this run. Obviously, donate towards this awesome cause. Once again, there we go. So you can see it's very, very tight. You can probably look at how I did it each time and not notice much of a difference. But I promise there is a difference, and it's just really weird and really annoying. All right, so here, I'm going to show you the super easy swim in air now here in Sunrise Spring. I say super easy. It definitely still has some challenge to it, but it's one that I'm very firmly of the belief that anybody could learn. So if you come over here, you're first going to want to go ahead and free this egg. This is Amy. They will get in the way otherwise. And then you're going to run all the way back to the start where you had the flight power-up. And then what you're going to see me do is I'm going to run to this flight power-up, and I'm going to tap X as I go and lean Spyro forward to gain a bit extra speed. By doing this and then doing the double jump inputs, the X into square, if you will, basically what will happen is Spyro will gain an additional bit of height, and I'm going to be aiming to land on a tree just outside. So go ahead and flap. Just keep mashing X on this. And keep mashing, keep mashing, keep mashing. There we go. Okay. It can be a bit tight, but you want to land up here, right? And by doing this, you can charge on over this way, which is solid here. Charge on over, and then go ahead and charge into this plane where you get a swim there. It is, I would say, the easiest of the methods, the one that I was doing during this run, which I'll show one more time just so you guys kind of have a reference point. Head on over here. This is called Whirlwind Bypass, and overall, the reason why I don't recommend to beginners, especially the way I do it, because I do it horrifically, is because like that double jump input and the positioning and everything required is something like, it just takes a while, but you can definitely learn it if you do want to mess with it. But yeah, those are some of the things. About how much time do we got?
I was going to say, with that, we just crossed the 10-minute mark.
Oh, wow.
So if there's anything else that you'd like to say or anything else that you'd like to share, Dylan, the stage is yours.
Absolutely. I appreciate it so much. So first and foremost, I'd like to shout out my wonderful host here, JD Puppy. By the way, if I'm not mistaken, I heard JD just got world record in Bluey, Quest for the Gold Pen.
Oh my gosh.
I have to shout. Listen, be sure to follow JD. Sincerely, somebody who really makes these events really fun to be a part of. Sincerely makes the whole hosting and being a runner awesome. Shouts to JD. Can we please get some fuck ice in the chat for JD?
Yes, fuck ice indeed.
Please, if we could. So another thing I'd like to shout out, the wonderful, wonderful community in chat here, all my wonderful homies who pop through, ride with me, even on the last few days where we've had internet issues, toothaches, migraines, whole nine. Streams have been sparse, but we're getting back to where it's going to be. But shouts to my awesome community. And if you guys want to join my awesome community and hang out with me a bit more, see a bit more Spyro, be sure to follow me, twitch.tv/Dylan J. Fox. Be sure to pop in, hang out. It'd be awesome to see you there. If you have any more questions about Spyro, I am more than happy to answer them. I'm a bit of an encyclopedia on these games, for better or for worse. But yeah, that's about all I've got to go. Final words. Fuck ice. Trans rights.
Fuck ice, trans rights indeed. GG's, Dylan J. Fox on that Spyro Year of the Dragon, any percent, and phenomenal glitch exhibition.